The last thing that I really want to dive into is kind of two pieces. Is one, just quickly, the research around things. Again, when I first started, I started with vintage 1977s, and it was pretty easy to research them. They're very popular. It took me a while to kind of get the grasp of all of them, and know the names of the cards, know the numbers, the series, etc. But that is one piece when diving into this. Again, I didn't think too much about down the road of I'm buying collections and I get 200 of these random cards that I've never seen the set, I've never seen the design of them or anything like that. And it's going to take time to research things. An example is I got some Card Fun art series cards for Star Wars cards. I got them and I tried to find anything about them. I tried to research them. I tried to find checklists. I couldn't find anything. So I just put them away for a while, and I finally got to them a couple weeks ago and really dug. And it took, I think, an hour or two to truly understand the different styles, the names of the cards, etc. What they're worth potentially. And again, as you start this, you might be very good at your specific little niche, which is great. And I try not to break away from that too much. But as you buy different collections, you will find cards that you have no clue what they are. And there might not be a lot of resources out there for them. So that can be another time suck when you're sorting cards, is you're not just sorting cards that you truly know. You might be sorting cards that you have no clue what the heck they are, and you have to take the time to research what they are, what's special about them, what they might be worth, and then you have to sort them from there. So it's another little small time suck that can happen, something I didn't think about early on. And I think it's just important to understand that that's going to be a part of your job. The last thing is finances. This is sometimes not the most fun thing for people. For me, it depends on how I'm feeling that month. You truly, as you get bigger, again, something I didn't think about early on is the amount of time I'll have to put into understanding my finances, and not just understanding what eBay or whatever platform you're using tells you you're making, but what is truly going on in terms of finances. I never wanted to be somebody who spent so much money and didn't know where my money was going, whether it's personal cards that I'm collecting, like an Obi-Wan card or a Darth Maul card, or it's a collection I'm buying and I truly don't understand like what I could potentially make off of this. How do I want to parse this out for different collectors? What's best for me versus what's best for a collector? Do collectors really like to buy singles of this set? Do collectors not? Do they not mind that, hey, I'm bundling some of these, and there's a bunch of people that would love to have that bundle instead of just grabbing a single card? Because the way that I operate, I try to make sure that I'm doing what's best for the collector, but also not taking too much of my time or wasting time. And so that's one thing with finances, again, you have to think about is you have to understand what's truly happening, how much money you spend on shipping or kept materials, any software you're using. And you can't just do this from a year to year basis. If you're doing it every single year or just once a year, you're gonna miss a lot of what you're doing, and you might be spending a lot more money than you should be. And to me, that's just not very responsible. So for like my cases, I do this monthly. Every month I look at all the money that either went out for materials, personal cards, kept materials, shipping labels, software, bought cards, collections. And then I see what's truly coming in, which is not just what eBay's telling me, but it's diving into, hey, how much in refunds did I give? Did I have to send additional cards to somebody because something didn't make it there? And that's an additional cost. There's so much around it, and it's going to take a good amount of your time. And it's another thing that you have to think about earlier on. For me, it took a little bit to understand, like, I really need to get in the details of things. And it's going to take time. Again, it's kind of like I was talking with packaging. It's not something that will ever go away, but you can truly get better at figuring out what your finances were for that week, for that month, and just have good systems in place to be able to plug in the numbers. But if you're starting out, selling cards, collecting cards even, you should truly understand that you need to understand what the finances are behind it, so that you don't do, something extremely risky or start to lose a ton of money. And it's just important, but it'll take time. So those are really the things that I wanted to chat about in terms of things I didn't think about when I was first starting Tommy's Trading Post. I thought I'd be collecting cards, packaging, and giving them away and selling them, and that would be it. But there are a lot of different things that take time away from friends and family, And there's a lot of different things that are truly important that you need to do that might not be super fun. But if you're not willing to do those, then my recommendation is not, scale or try to make a lot of money selling cards or, collecting cards or whatever the case may be, because it can be very dangerous, in my opinion, to your finances, to your family, and your relationships. And so these are kind of some of the pieces of advice I would have given myself a year and a half ago to truly think about before I dive into this journey. But I hope everyone's having a great week. I'm going to enjoy some more time here in Florida, and I'll catch you soon.